What's going on, everybody? I am going this way, I think. Trying to figure out where I'm going. I am on my way back to Florida now, so far. It's been a crazy week. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Right. But yeah, so I've been a busy one so far. My truck, when I left Florida a couple of days ago, it had uh, it had 281 miles on it. Now, so far, it's got 2,700 miles. Got a roughly 2,000 more miles to put on this sucker, and then I'm all done with the mega driving. But man, the news this weekend has been something else, huh? Everything with Camilla Harris, telling everyone to have a good weekend again. But the media, the way that I should have really just said, hey, pay attention to what's going on with the what am I only on Facebook? Is it not live on YouTube, guys? I don't know. I may not be live on YouTube. Oh yeah, it is live on YouTube. I don't get it. It says only 43 people are watching, but I think there's more than that. Anyway, but yeah, it's been crazy. Ton of driving this weekend. Finally, I got the new zero turn mower. I didn't end up getting the big tractor that I needed or wanted, but I did buy a zero turn from my brother. Shit, which way to go? And God, that's another thing. If you've never used a zero turn, I've never driven a zero turn before, but man, that's kind of entertaining. I almost crashed, almost drove off like the little cliff thing that's by my yard. But now I'm heading back to Florida. Oh, heading back to Florida now to pick up the wife, the kids, and the RV. And then we're going. And it's funny because my truck was getting with the trailer, even if the trailer was empty, though, that was a funny thing. But it was still getting 10.8, well, between 10.8 and 12.5 miles per gallon. So I'm like, well, it's better than the old Dodge that I had, but it wasn't that great. And then now it's getting, I don't know, like 18. I think 18 is what it was getting before, empty without a trailer. So that's good. But yeah, just driving. The big news story everyone seems to be talking about is that tennis player. That was on Fox News. It was on CNN. Heck, they even talked about it for a minute on Drinking Bros. About the young 21-year-old tennis player who I forgot what her name is. I don't care because I don't care for tennis that much. It's fun to play, not to watch. Um, but she apparently doesn't want to hold any press conferences, which is part of the job. That's like me saying, "Oh, I want to be a podcaster, but I don't want to do any podcasts," which kind of, is irrelevant. But she doesn't want to do any press conferences, and then I guess the Wimbledon or whatever the tennis association was fining her $15,000 a day for not doing these tennis things, and she ended up just backing out, I guess. But everyone on social media she said she's backing out to mental health and all that stuff. And everyone on social media is either being critical of her for backing out and not going through with everything, even because she's such a star, or they're being critical of her because, or they're being critical of tennis for putting that much pressure on a 21-year-old or 22-year-old. Who cares? So dumb. Like if that's not that shouldn't even be what we talk about. We should talk about like the hacks, or we should talk about the cyber attack on the meat production, company JBS. JBS has had a hard time too. For anyone that's been following me for a long time, you guys remember JBS when the coronavirus was hit, factories had to their workers were testing positive. Outbreaks in these small towns, just the largest employer, and we wrote a bunch of those, but now JBS is apparently, there's been a cyber attack over the weekend that affected their payroll offices, so which has prompted them to, which I don't understand, instead of manually switching have an attack on our infrastructure. There, it's coming back now. I don't know if you guys can hear it when it cuts out the video. I don't know why, because I have all the bars and all that stuff. Verizon for you. But this mount does pretty well, right? Yeah, this may screw it all up. Yes. But that I was thinking about just keeping it live, like my whole trip, just staying live the entire time. But then I was like, no. Thought that would be fun. I'm still in Virginia. I waited a while from when I left, and people would try to figure out where that was. It usually does pretty good. Our news site sucks, you know. Being, they're fighting each other because one party's better than the other. The only good thing that's come out of anything is Governor Abbott from Texas is taking a hard stance with the lawmakers that are trying to basically not do their job. When they were trying to pass that Senate bill, I forgot a Senate bill to laws and regulations. It actually helps open up voting, but because it's a Republican-led effort, Democrats are fighting it. And I believe it was Friday, Democrats actually just walked out, and so they couldn't have a quorum. They wouldn't have enough votes to pass anything. Governor Abbott had issued a tweet, I guess, saying if they didn't return to vote, he was going to shut off all their payments. He was going to cancel Article 10 of the Texas Constitution, which allows for all the legislators and their aides and clerks and everything to get paid. Because, and I almost agree with it. Like, why are you getting paid your tax dollars, at least state tax dollars, going to people that are not doing their job? It doesn't make any stricter gun control. They want stricter this. But the one thing they don't want strict is voting. They don't want our elections to be, strict and governed. It's so weird. Like, when you really think about it, I was having a conversation with a liberal. That's all I'll say the other day. And I brought that up to them. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense because it's not really disenfranchising minorities, as the Democrats still say. And that's why when you have educated minorities that come on like Fox News, and talk about, the voting systems, the Georgia voting bill, the Texas one, or even Florida, where it's strengthening the integrity of the election. It doesn't make it worse. In fact, if people actually open their eyes, you would see who the racist group are. The people that are racist are the ones that are saying, oh, by making people have IDs, now they have to go to the DMV and these people can't drive, or they don't have computers, or they don't know how to use computers. It's so weird what's going on in our country when you look at it from like the bigger picture. When you look at everything, it's just very dumb. That's the only thing I can say. It's just dumb. Everyone sits around and I do it. I make a living off of it. I sit around and I bitch. When I make my videos, I sit around and I rant in the podcast. I sit around and rant and complain about our political side. I was talking to a family member. Oh, darn, this trailer's all banged up. See that? Look on that side. Oh, it's missing the whole piece. I wonder if he even knows. Oh, man. Man's not going. That's not even safe. And if he's hauling commercially, he should get in trouble. That's not even safe. If he catches a good gust of wind, it's going to rip that whole side off. You guys see that fifth wheel camper he was pulling? It's all damaged. Anyway, politics, just so weird. It was nice to like have some time off because the only thing I've been doing the whole time, I actually set up my cameras and everything yesterday. And I planned to go live last night. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just lay down. And I laid down and I fell asleep. And I was like, this is so much better than making a live show and just complaining about everything. And I knew I was going to go live today. But, it is what it is. Shouldn't be on the phone there, buddy. He was talking on the phone. That's why he was driving so slow. Yesterday, while I was on the phone with my wife, someone was in the fast lane, the lane I'm in right now. They were in the fast lane, and they were doing 55 miles an hour and a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. And the problem is they were like pacing semis and stuff like that. So every time I'd get ready to pass them, they'd accelerate, slow down. It was just some old hippie lady. Sucks. But what you guys do for Memorial Day weekend? I can't read the chat, so I'm just talking to myself. I worked. I packed up the house. I left. When did I leave? Friday? God, it's been a long week. I left Friday morning. Drove all the way up to Virginia. Arrived in Virginia at 1:30. And then I unloaded the trailer that I had all the stuff in. And then I went, I don't know, where did I go? Oh, I went to my brother's house and picked up some other stuff and then drove home. And then the next day drove down to North Carolina, which was a 6-hour drive one way. So a house that my mother just bought and dropped off some stuff for her, and I was supposed to get furniture and bring that furniture back that she was giving us, except I don't know why, but we didn't. So I pulled the empty trailer back, to Virginia, and then forgot. Oh, yesterday I went back to my brother's house and just hung out with him. Shout out to you if you're watching. He all incognito, because apparently he watches my show. Shout out to you. And then I left. I went back, and like I said, I did some stuff around the house. Didn't really do much, but I set up the office, set up the new table. I can't decide whether I want to go back and do the green screen again for the background, and I kind of like the green screen because I could change the background to whatever like I'm feeling, or you could do like a actual background, but then you can't change it. So thinking my wife said I should do a green screen in the background, but I'm using a new desk and a new camera angle, so that way, almost like how Crowder does it, except my desk is bigger and not as cool as his. But that way you can see what's on the desk. So, and then the computer, the production, whatever. You guys don't care about any of that stuff. One day I'll make a video and I'll show like the backside of everything. I'll show the like what systems and computers and all that I use and podcast stuff. But yeah, it's been a long time. And I am not driving all the way to Florida tonight. I will probably stop when I get tired and just crash out in my truck and then drive down. And the reason why I'm leaving now, because I'm supposed to do more stuff around the house, hang out with my brother a little bit longer today. The whole reason that I'm leaving earlier is because my wife isn't ready down there. And we have carpet cleaners coming into the house on Thursday morning, the old Florida house, to finally clean the carpets. And everything's supposed to be out. The house is supposed to be fully packed up and whatever. I mean, the majority of it's gone. Now it's just weird stuff that's going in the camper. And I talked to her this morning, and she's like, I'm so overwhelmed I can't anymore. And I'm like, oh, crap. So that's the reason why I'm driving down a bit earlier. But nice. It's 80 degrees. It's nice. I figured I'd give an update. I know, Tim, man, I got your text message, so I didn't reply. I don't reply to text when I'm driving anymore, especially not when I'm driving a new truck, because but I got your text message, and so I figured I'd just go live and make an update and talk about some stuff. I mean, what else happened? There's mass shootings down in Miami. 3 gunmen, white supremacists. Not really. 3 gangbangers got out of a white car, so I guess there was some aspect of white there. But they got out of a stolen vehicle and opened fire on a crowd of, I don't know, patrons of a rap concert in Miami, killing 2 of them, injuring what's the newest number? 21? Like 21 people? So stupid. And they have no idea that they're actually, unlike what happens, when a little kid gets killed in Minneapolis or something, the town in Miami, they're over the gun violence. And now private citizens and rich people are actually putting up rewards to capture these people. Now there's a $130,000 reward leading to the arrest and capture of these scumbags that killed those 2 people and injured 20 plus others. And that wasn't the only shooting. There was a drive-by shooting that injured, I think it killed 1, injured 6 in Miami as well. I don't know if they're connected, but I know Philly also had a bunch of murders. Minneapolis had murders. Chicago had murders. New York had murders. I'm sure Portland had 1 or 2 murders. Even though Portland's, violent crime rate's up 800% from where it typically is. Yeah, how's that defund movement going? I was putting all that pressure on the police and causing them to quit going for you. Freaking idiots. Seattle, crime rates are up, murder rates are up. Isn't it so weird, like the push for the whole defund or abolish? I saw someone that made this meme, and they were trying to advocate for defunding, and you could tell, like, in the actual thread on Twitter, they got educated. And that's why it's so important to talk to people, because they were talking about defunding the police, and because police don't have enough training, and the person, it wasn't me talking, but the person that was talking to this person took a really good approach to dealing with it, and was just like, hey, do you not understand that when you defund the police, you remove the money that they would utilize for training, or for for tasers, or less lethal, or body armor, or body cameras? You remove that funding ability when you defund them. And they're like, oh, well, the money could go elsewhere. And then the best example of that is just look at all the police officers that have been killed in the past 2 weeks. The majority of these police officers that have been killed recently, they are all police officers that were responding to the same type of call that a social worker, that people are advocating social workers would respond to. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Someone threatening suicide. The cops go, and the guy opens fire on him. I think he shot 2 of them. It's just so weird. Like, you would think, it seems that the Black Lives Matter organization is now done. Everybody knows that they're frauds. Everybody knows it's a sham. And it's granted, it's something that we've been talking about for a long time. But I wonder when, like, the reality, I wonder when leftists, the people on the left, not to say leftists, well, I did, but the people on the left will realize that BLM is done, and the whole movement that when people are marching and doing all that has nothing to do with Black lives at all. Nobody could argue that either. You guys don't think that. Is there anyone in my chat right now? I'm not going to be able to see it because I'm not reading the chat. But is there anyone in the chat that feels that the people that march in these Black Lives Matter marches, and let's say, obviously there's some towns where they do care about Black lives, but let's pick some. Let's say New York City, Seattle, Portland, Austin, Texas, or Denver. Let's just use those 5. Do you think that those people that are marching in those protests actually care about Black lives? Do you think they actually care about people being the anarchy, burning shit down, and writing? Like, because wasn't someone else just, their house was all tagged up by Antifa last night? Antifa the other day. Oh, freaking asshole! I just cleaned my windshield. Wasn't Antifa the other day? Didn't they just attack some energy company? I believe they did. Didn't they threaten to it? I think I shared a tweet out and tagged the FBI in it. Didn't they threaten to attack a defense contractor? I believe so. I believe they did. They attacked cities. They've attacked Congress people. They've attacked witnesses. They've attacked federal buildings. They've attacked police officers. They've attacked literally our infrastructure. They've attacked minority businesses, Black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, LGBTQ, APC, whatever, pronoun, unicorn businesses. They've attacked Antifa, or people that are aligned with that Antifa ideology, have attacked every single business or infrastructure, restaurants. We saw them attack in Portland by the ice building. They attacked the auto shop, the auto mechanic there. They literally attacked everything. And yet the biggest threat that America faces is from premises? That's really interesting, isn't it? Watch the video I did. I kind of lost my temper towards the end when they were. And that thing is I've asked, once or twice, how come these people don't get in trouble for just flat out lying? How come the senators and shit get in trouble? It's because they have immunity. They have the qualified immunity that else wants, that they want to get rid of, rather. So they can go out and they can lie, they can say whatever they want. There's no recourse. No one can do anything. So dumb. It's so dumb. If you look at just the list of double standards in the past compared to the 3 months prior, my goodness. They literally tried to impeach Donald Trump because saying his words incited violence. But then Maxine Waters gets up in front of Brooklyn Center in a riot, tells people to to escalate what they're doing. We just live in a weird world where everything is just not what it seems. You would think that our federal law enforcement would be targeting Antifa. And granted, I know they are. And we're just not going to know. You know Antifa is under the FBI's watch. They have undercover FBI that are in Portland. It's already been released. They have that are, infiltrated Antifa during the riots, that are there. Now you have confidential informants, Antifa, that are telling on each other, which is good. That's what they should do until it's so afraid that they don't come out anymore. But I mean, that's how Jared Hubb was caught. He was caught by an informant that was in the crowd that actually photographed Jared Hubb. And then Jared Hubb was released with no bail. This is a guy that threatened the mayor, Ted Wheeler. He threatened the mayor and said his blood would be next. But no, they just release him. No worry. And of course, you have, with the January 6th, you have John Sullivan, an Antifa scumbag that, has a history of shootings at protests, BLM protests. Well, he was arrested. He's still out unless something has changed. I haven't looked at Pacer since I've been doing the move. I won't until probably Saturday when we're finally done with the move. But I'll check and see if there's been any update court records. The last thing is they seized all his bank accounts, seized his ill-gotten from the death of Ashley, capturing that footage. But it's kind of funny when you actually take a step back and just pay attention to the news and not even pay attention, just loosely listen to the news. It's so weird to listen to just lies, just outright lies, especially if you know what's going on and the lies come from everybody. Because opinion are now passed off as fact. But here's the thing: you can have an opinion about something, but if your opinion about something is not backed by facts, it's still a lie. And everybody does it. Fox News is doing it. Everybody does it. And it's sad. I always just think of what it would be like if I was at the helm of one of those companies. If I was in charge of Fox News or CNN or any big news station that had the budget and the buying power and the personnel, like what would I do to change it? What would I do if I had that opportunity? And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I couldn't even do any better. Well, I know I could because I wouldn't lie. That's not the way to get. That's not journalism. I'm not gonna lie to make a news story. I'm just gonna be honest about it. And to be honest, our news sucks. Every single news story that you hear sucks. So every story, nothing is new. But I don't know. I wish there was a way for me to be able to read the chats, but I can't because I'm driving. So, which is why the camera is like that. But I just want to give an update to you guys. I don't know if there's been super chats or anything, so I can't give shout outs. Hopefully there were. This trip is costing a lot of time. Keep telling my wife, I'm like, it's worth it, right? To do this whole move. It's worth it to get out. I mean, we lived in a not so great town in Florida. And what the sad part is it used to be. And everyone's like, why are you moving from Florida to commie, Virginia? I don't know. I'm just saying, the guy that's sitting in that's holding that state office, I can't say it. Let's just say the county that I live in has been red for nearly 100 years. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But it's weird. They do like delegates there, and I can't tell if it's every year or 2 years. Because I think down in Florida, the state legislature is 2 years. But and then the new senator, I guess Ben Klein is a senator from my area where I'm gonna live on the, and he's new because the other senator resigned or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But definitely live in a red town. Like I said, I drove through the downtown. They were having flag waves over the interstate all weekend long. You know, just so nice. So nice to see that. Everyone was nice. I didn't encounter one a-hole. You know, everyone just seemed nice, except that one person that was driving slow on the road. And she was probably nice. She was probably just rocking out to Grateful Dead or something, smoking her pot in her car, being all hippie, driving slow as shit. I don't know. So I figured I'd just go and make a little quick update for you guys, just so you knew what was going on. I don't really, like I said, I'm kind of out of the news outside of what I've listened to on either the podcast or listened to on the Fox News or CNN or anything. A lot of you guys will say like, Steve, why do you watch CNN? Because I have to. It's my job. My job is to critique the news, pay attention to what's going on. Also, if you guys, if someone wants to be awesome and share that link to the Indiegogo, I think we're at $6,300. It's kind of stale there. We're doing it anyway, so don't worry about that. But we are launching something amazing. I'm not even going to talk about it right now because I don't feel like it. I'm too tired. Not tired. I'm tired of talking already. They got to yell in the car. Apologize. But you guys can put that link in here if you want and go support it that way. If I did have super chats, I appreciate it. I know every now and then I get the Cash Apps and Venmos. I can't tell if I got those here. But everyone for supporting everything. Oh, the mystery boxes will be going out next week. What is it, a week from today? What is today, the 1st? So a week from tomorrow. When all the mystery boxes will ship. I'm just waiting on the new stickers and then the water bottles. It's supposed to be a secret. But I'm just waiting on those because I don't have them yet. But all the shirts are done. So those will be going out. I still do have mystery boxes available. So I will probably, when I finally do get around to post a link, I'll put those out. I'll put the link up, or you could just go into the puretruthclothing.com and look for mystery box and you'll see it. And then you can see what sizes we have left. But at any rate, I'm going to wrap this up for now. I'll likely do a video tomorrow. And then I won't be doing a video on the way up because I'll have one of the kids in the car and I try not to put them on the shows. I'm trying to shelter them from what's actually going on in our country. So, the best I can. But I appreciate all you guys for watching. I'm going to wrap this one up. We will see you till later. I think Freedom Flashpoint will be on at 8. The Reckoning will be on later. 10 o'clock Eastern time on PTNN. Shout out to all those guys on PTNN. Shout out to all of you, everyone. All the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, DLive, both YouTubes, because we're live streaming to both of them. And man, guys, just wait. Starting on Monday, I'll be back. A week from yesterday, I'll be back. The show's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be all new. You guys will like it. Intros and all that, outros and commercials. And now that I have property, I'm gonna make a sick Spartan Armor commercial. You know, with my incredible video editing skills, which are not really incredible, but it's going to be a funny one. I've already thought about it. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.